Imagine this: you walk through the door after a long day, and there they are, waiting. Your dog. Eyes bright, tail wagging so hard their whole body shakes. They leap toward you like you're the best thing that's ever happened to them. Feels like love, right? But what if I told you, it might not be? What if, in that moment, they're not thinking, I missed you so much? But instead, where's my dinner? It's the question that has sparked endless debates among dog lovers. Do our dogs actually love us, or are we just a reliable source of food? Are those puppy dog eyes filled with affection, or just a clever trick to get more treats? Well, here's the thing: science has been digging into this mystery for years. And what researchers have discovered will completely change the way you see your furry best friend. By the end of this video, you might never look at your dog the same way again. Oh, and stick around, because at the very end, I'll reveal the shocking results of a study that might just prove, once and for all, whether dogs are truly capable of unconditional love, or if we've all just been fooled. Before we dive in, do me a favor: hit that like button if you've ever wondered what's really going on inside your dog's head. Now, let's get into it. Section 1: The Science of Dog-Human Bonding. Alright, let's get to the bottom of this mystery. If we really want to understand whether dogs love us or just love what we give them, we have to go back, way back, to the very beginning of our relationship with dogs. Picture this: thousands of years ago, before leashes, dog beds, and gourmet kibble, humans and wolves were just two species trying to survive. Wolves were fierce, pack-hunting predators. Humans were developing tools and fire. They had no reason to be friends. But then, something strange happened. Some wolves, the ones that were a little less aggressive, started hanging around human camps. Maybe they were hungry. Maybe they were curious. But one thing was certain: sticking close to humans meant free food. And humans? Well, they noticed something, too. These wolves weren't just scavenging. They were useful. They could warn of danger, help hunt, offer protection. Over generations, these wolves became less wild and more, well, dog-like. And just like that, an unspoken deal was made: you stay by my side, and I'll take care of you. But here's the question: did dogs evolve to love us, or did they just become experts at manipulating us for survival? What's really going on inside a dog's brain? Now, here's where things get really interesting. Scientists have actually scanned dogs' brains to find out how they feel about us. Imagine this: a team of researchers trained dogs to lie completely still in an MRI machine. Yeah, I know, getting a dog to sit still for that long? That's probably harder than the actual experiment. But once they pulled it off, they exposed these dogs to different scents. The smell of their owner. The smell of a stranger. The smell of another dog. And, of course, the smell of food. Now, you'd think the strongest reaction would be to food, right? Because if dogs are just in this for survival, food should be everything. But that's not what happened. When dogs smelled their owners, the pleasure center of their brain, the caudate nucleus, lit up more than any other scent. More than a stranger, more than another dog, even more than food. Think about that. If all dogs cared about was food, their brains should have gone wild for the smell of a tasty treat. But no, their humans came first. So, what does that mean? Are dogs actually forming deep emotional connections with us? Or is there another explanation? Well, we're just getting started. Because up next, we're diving into the science of oxytocin, the love hormone, and why your dog's stare might mean way more than you ever imagined. Section 2: The Oxytocin Connection, Dogs versus Humans. Alright, so we've seen that dogs recognize and even prefer their owners over food. But does that mean they love us? Or is there still a chance they're just incredibly good at getting what they want? Well, to answer that, we need to talk about something powerful. Something that controls some of the strongest emotions in the animal kingdom. Oxytocin. Also known as the love hormone. This little chemical is responsible for some of the deepest bonds in nature. It's what makes human parents feel an overwhelming connection to their babies. It's what strengthens relationships between partners. It's even linked to trust, affection, and deep emotional attachment. But here's the shocking part: it's not just humans that experience this. The oxytocin study that changed everything. Scientists in Japan decided to test something fascinating. They wanted to see if dogs, yes, dogs, experienced oxytocin in the same way humans do. So, they brought in dogs and their owners and asked them to do just one thing: stare at each other. That's it. No treats. No belly rubs. Just eye contact. And the results? Absolutely mind-blowing. When dogs gazed into their owner's eyes, their oxytocin levels increased by a whopping 130%. But that's not even the craziest part. Their owner's oxytocin levels shot up by 300%. Yes, you heard that right. Just looking into their dog's eyes triggered the same hormonal response that happens when a mother looks at her newborn baby. Think about that for a second. Your dog isn't just looking at you because it wants something. It's not just staring because it's hoping for food. That moment of eye contact is triggering a deep, emotional connection on a biological level. And it's not just one study. Researchers all over the world have found the same thing. Every time your dog locks eyes with you, it's not just looking, it's bonding. But wait, wolves don't do this. Yep. Scientists tested this same experiment on wolves that were raised by humans. The results? Nothing. No oxytocin spike. No deep emotional connection. Which means this isn't just something that all canines do, it's something that happened through thousands of years of domestication. Dogs evolved to bond with humans in a way that no other animal has. So the next time your dog gives you that long, loving stare, remember this. It's not just hoping for a snack. It's not just waiting for you to grab the leash. It's experiencing the same kind of love that parents feel for their children. Now, that's some serious puppy love. But hold on, because if this is true, then we should see other signs of genuine affection, right? Well, up next, we're diving into the ultimate test. Will your dog choose you over food? The answer might shock you. Section 3, but what about food? Are we just a walking treat dispenser? Alright, let's be real, if you so much as touch a treat bag, your dog is suddenly at your feet, ears perked up, looking at you like you just became the most important person in the universe. Food is definitely a big deal for dogs. There's no denying that. So, does that mean their love for us is purely transactional? Are we just really good treat dispensers that happen to have opposable thumbs? It's a fair question. And to answer it, scientists decided to put it to the ultimate test. A group of researchers at Emory University wanted to settle this debate once and for all. Do dogs care about us for us, or just for what we give them? So, they designed a genius experiment. First, they trained a group of dogs to associate different objects with different rewards. One symbol meant food. One symbol meant praise from their owner. Simple enough, right? Now, here's where it gets really interesting. Once the dogs understood what each symbol meant, the researchers gave them a choice. Would they pick food? Or would they pick praise from their human? Now, if dogs were truly only in it for the food, the answer should be obvious. The treat should win every single time. But that's not what happened. When faced with this choice, the majority of the dogs chose praise over food. Yes, you heard that right. They picked affection over a guaranteed snack. That's pretty incredible when you think about it. Because let's be honest, we all love food. I mean, if someone put my favorite meal in front of me and then told me I could either have that or just a nice compliment? Yeah, I'm taking the food. But dogs? They actually chose love. Now, does this mean food doesn't matter? Of course not. Food is always going to be a motivator for dogs, it's wired into their survival instincts. But what this experiment suggests is that dogs don't just see us as a source of treats. Their connection to us goes beyond food. And if that wasn't enough proof, here's something even crazier: some dogs were so focused on their owner's praise that they didn't ever choose food. Think about that for a second. A dog, an animal that evolved from scavenging wolves, willingly ignoring food just to get a little love from its human? That's not just loyalty. That's something deeper. But before we jump to conclusions, there's still one more thing we need to talk about. Because if dogs really love us as much as science suggests, then what about those moments when they seem, well, a little too interested in food? You know what I'm talking about, when your dog gives you that look at the dinner table. When it suddenly becomes the best behaved creature in the universe the moment you open a snack. Is that manipulation? Or is it just another sign of how smart dogs really are? Stick around, because next, we're diving into the psychology of begging and what it really means when your dog pulls out those puppy dog eyes. Section 4, the psychology of begging and the science behind puppy dog eyes. Alright, let's talk about something every dog owner has witnessed: the art of begging. You sit down with a meal, and suddenly, your dog is right there, staring at you with those big, soulful eyes. Maybe it nudges your hand, maybe it tilts its head just so, or maybe it pulls out the ultimate weapon, the sad face. And before you know it, you're accidentally dropping a piece of food. But here's the question, is your dog actually manipulating you? And if so, does that mean it only loves you when food is involved? The science behind puppy dog eyes. Believe it or not, the look your dog gives you when it wants food isn't just a coincidence, it's actually something dogs evolved to do over thousands of years. Researchers have found that dogs have a special muscle above their eyes that allows them to create that classic puppy dog eyes expression. And guess what? Wolves don't have this. That's right, dogs literally evolved to be better at emotionally connecting with humans. A study from the University of Portsmouth found that when dogs made the sad eye expression, humans were twice as likely to give them food or attention. So, yes, your dog is being a little manipulative. But not in a bad way. It's just incredibly smart. Begging versus genuine affection, how can you tell? Now, if dogs are so good at getting food from us, how do we know if they actually love us? Or are they just using us for an easy meal? Well, there are a few key signs that separate love from hunger. Keycap 1. Does your dog seek you out even when there's no food involved? If your dog comes to cuddle with you when you're not eating, it's not just about food, it genuinely enjoys your company. Keycap 2. Does your dog get excited when you come home even when it's already eaten? A dog that only loves you for food wouldn't care as much once it's full. If your pup greets you with the same excitement no matter what, that's a sign of real attachment. Keycap 3. Does your dog show signs of stress when you're gone? Dogs that are bonded to their owners often experience separation anxiety. If your dog misses you when you leave, that's emotional attachment, not just food motivation. And here's something crazy, scientists have even found that dogs dream about their owners. Yes, when they're curled up asleep, their brains are replaying memories of you, just like humans dream about loved ones. So, does your dog love you for you? The science says yes. But, let's be real. Dogs are also smart enough to know that pulling off those puppy dog eyes might just score them an extra snack. And honestly, can you blame them? But now that we've covered food, praise, and bonding, what about something even deeper? Section 5, How to tell if your dog loves you, for real. Alright, now that we've established that dogs can love us, how do we actually know if our own dog loves us and not just our kibble stash? Let's break it down. 1. They follow you everywhere. You get up to grab a drink. Your dog gets up. You walk to another room. Your dog follows. You go to the bathroom, and yep, your dog is right there, staring. Sound familiar? Dogs that are deeply attached to their owners don't just stick around when food is involved, they want to be wherever you are, all the time. It's their way of saying, you're my favorite human, and I don't want to lose sight of you. 2. They sleep near you. Now, this one is big. In the wild, animals only sleep near those they completely trust. Your dog could sleep anywhere in the house. But if it chooses to curl up right next to you, or even better, right up against you, it's not just about warmth. It's a sign that your dog feels safe with you. And let's be honest, there's nothing quite like waking up to a dog snoring in your face. 3. The happy wiggle. You know the one. You walk through the door, and your dog's tail isn't just wagging, it's their entire body. It's like their joy is so overwhelming that they physically can't contain it. That's not just excitement over food. That's pure love. Dogs don't fake happiness. If your pup greets you with uncontrollable wiggly energy, they've missed you. 4. They bring you their favorite toy. Okay, let's be real, dogs are possessive over their favorite toys. If your dog brings you its most prized possession, it's not just trying to play. It's offering you something valuable because it trusts you. Think of it this way, if your best friend gave you their most cherished item, wouldn't that mean something? For dogs, bringing you a toy is their way of sharing their happiness with you. 5. They check on you. Ever notice how, even when you're just sitting around doing nothing, your dog will come up, nuzzle you, or just stare at you for a moment before walking away? That's because dogs don't just love being near us, they actually care about how we're doing. Some studies even suggest that dogs can sense when we're sad or stressed, which is why they might come closer or rest their head on us when we're feeling down. It's not just about food. It's not just about routine. It's about connection. So, the next time your dog randomly checks in on you, remember, it's love. Section 6, The Ultimate Test, Would your dog save you? Okay, let's take this love test to the extreme. Would your dog risk its life for you? We like to think so, but let's look at the facts. In multiple real-life cases, dogs have jumped into burning buildings to save their owners, protected children from wild animals, putting themselves in harm's way, refused to leave their owner's side, even after tragedy struck. And then, there are the stories that truly defy logic. Like Capitan, the loyal German shepherd who, after his owner passed away, disappeared from home only to be found sleeping by his owner's grave every single night for over a decade. Or Hachiko, the legendary Akita who waited at a train station for 9 years after his owner never came home. These are not the actions of an animal that's just looking for food. These are acts of deep, unbreakable love. But if that's not enough to convince you, let's go back to that shocking study I mentioned earlier. Scientists wanted to test how dogs reacted when their owners were in distress. They staged scenarios where an owner would fake cry, shout for help, appear to be in pain. And what did the dogs do? Over 80% of them immediately reacted, whining, licking, nudging, and even trying to physically help their owners. Some even pushed through barriers to reach them. If it were just about food, they wouldn't care. But they do. Because dogs, my friends, love us. So, after all this, what's the final answer? Do dogs love us, or just want food? Well, the evidence is pretty clear. Dogs feel real, deep bonds with their humans. Sure, food plays a role, but it's not the whole story. The science, the studies, the real-life heroic acts, it all points to one thing: dogs love us for more than just what we give them. It's love, trust, and companionship that truly make them man's best friend. And now, I want to hear from you. What's the sweetest or most surprising thing your dog has ever done for you? Maybe they comforted you when you were sad, protected you, or did something so heartwarming that you still can't believe it. Drop your story in the comments, I'd love to hear it. Hit that like button, subscribe for more mind-blowing pet insights, and I'll see you in the next one.